Xavier University's history faculty are innovative and creative teachers. We believe that history teaches the breadth and depth of human experience, and that students are able to learn both skills and knowledge. We believe that our students also benefit from the fact that we are able to combine our teaching and our scholarly interests.
My colleagues in the history department are active, productive scholars for the same reason that we're teachers. We love to learn. The history department is a small department. It's between 10 and 13 members. And over the past 5 years, we've published or have in press 10 books. And in addition to that, there have been a host of articles in some of the top journals in the field.
Members of the department are very interested in interdisciplinary study. So we contribute to a number of interdisciplinary programs at Xavier. For example, the Philosophy, Politics, and the Public Honors Program, the Scholars Program, the Minor in Catholicism and Culture.
Academic excellence is doing everything well and challenging your students to do their best. We give them a lot to read, a lot to think about, and we're not satisfied with easy answers.
Research was a great experience. I think it gave me a great outlet to apply a lot of things I learned in the classroom.
You learn different ways to look at sources, different ways to find those sources besides just getting a book, a secondary source. You know how to find primary sources, how to evaluate the sources as well.
The history department, by bringing our students into close contact with primary sources, that may be text, that may be images, that may be their physical surroundings, by encouraging them and training them to think critically about them and then to express their conclusions in a powerful way, that's the way the history department fulfills its mission and fits into the university's mission.
We acquired a collection of posters, but more importantly of the current digest of the Soviet press for the years roughly from 1970 to 2000, which will enable our students to do primary source research in our seminars. And it will not only benefit the history department, but some of the other programs, including international affairs, that are interested in these issues.
One of the things that the history department has a strong tradition of doing is encouraging students to engage their broader community. That's local, and that's national, and that's international.
We send our students to the Center for Holocaust and Humanities Education in Cincinnati, and they work on a variety of projects, including preparing exhibits, working on videotapes, doing interviews with Holocaust survivors. They receive seminar credit from the university for doing that. Because it enriches our students' lives and it improves the community, I think they play a very important role in what we would call the Jesuit mission.
We've also had them studying and working with some of our international programs. Faculty in the history department have led students to Ghana in Africa, to Nicaragua, for example, and also to downtown, to over the Rhine, on what we call academic service learning semesters, where they're encouraged to study on site and to learn really by getting themselves out of their comfort zones and out of their normal ways of living.
I think it's important to be able to communicate in such a way that no matter what your background is, I mean, it's one thing to be able to communicate history to historians, but to be able to communicate history to a wide audience is really neat.
The best part about being a history major here at Xavier is basically learning different perspectives from history, especially for me. The most exciting thing when I first came in and started learning was, you know, here's how you've always looked at history, but now we're going to show you a different way to look at it, different ideas, different perspectives, and that's the reason that I love being a history major, is getting to see history through new eyes.